Alright, we have reached Chapter 3 of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This is, of course, the third part of overall guide. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys right now that there will come a point in this guide that it is only meant for the main missions. I'm not going to give you guys all the side missions to do, what to do with side missions, what have you, all that stuff. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to go and help you with those kind of things. I'm going to show you where to go with the main missions and how to make your life easier with those main missions and those main bosses and things like that. So, that being said, I'm going to show you guys which way to go after you get through all the talking, all the exposition of all the movies at the beginning of Chapter 3. And hopefully we'll reach the point in Chapter 3 where everything will change, including Rex's fighting style will change, where he will get himself a topple, and once he gets a topple, well, there's really no stopping Rex at that point in time. You get the best topple in the game. Now, when you first start off, you will be in Traveler's Resting Point, which is a waypoint right here. You're going to want to go and remember this landmark, this waypoint, what have you, because you're going to need to go and come back here. The way you need to go is up this little hill. I'm going to make a left. You can see this little spot right here, and that is the way you need to go. Just follow this. Don't go up, don't go down. Just follow this into a straight line. You will get to the upper shoulder left, which is where you need to go. Don't take this. Now, you'll see some gongos here, and frankly, they are a very annoying monster. So, my suggestion to everyone is to, don't forget where you need to go. Traveler's Resting Tree is to go ahead, do some side missions now. Stop the video. I will see you guys after you've done your side missions. Alright? Peace. Alright, unfortunately my video recording got corrupted on this portion, so you should have reached the upper level left, gotten to Uman's shipyard, and gotten yourself the main mission for Uman's shipyard. Once you finish the Uman shipyard main mission, you can easily head back to Uman's shipyard by using your fast travel system to get back to where you need to go. So again, I'm very sorry that this thing right here broke, but the entire point of this small section is to just kind of do all the side missions you can in Torgoth and in Argentum. Just grab anything you can, and some of them you can finish now, some of them you have to wait till much later on in the game. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has an issue where they will very often give you side missions that you have no chance of finishing until way later in the game. Either because of the level of the enemies, or because of just getting the items you need is not till much later in the game. So that's an ongoing overall issue. Don't worry if your development level is not very high at this point in time in the game, because development level again goes up based on various characteristics. So once you got what you need and you've gotten all the items necessary for Uman, first make sure you have Uman's mission up as the main mission in your quest line. It makes your life a lot easier. What you want to do is go to upper level right, go to the Outlook waypoint.
So?
It's a bit of a walk, so I'm going to go ahead and just speed through this. You'll actually reach your waypoint right here, and then upon reaching the waypoint, you get your Titan, and you're kind of done from there. So you've finally gotten Uman's Titan back, everything else looks good, you're kind of ready to go here. Head back to Uman, and you'll get yourself your Titan ship, which will last for all of about probably 5 minutes, because that's just the way that this game kind of messes with you. So once you get your Titan ship, you're done with Torgoth and Argentum for now. Go and enjoy the exposition of the next movie, and of course, I'll come back to you guys when we get back to Uriah. Welcome to your third Titan, which is Uriah. Very first thing you're going to notice is that there's a bit of a puddle over here, and your poor, unfortunate dead Titan in the process. Welcome to the belly of the beast. Well, not really the belly, it's more of the mouth. But yes, I would suggest everyone to swim over here, check out a few things. I believe there are some treasure chests along these waters somewhere around here. Just gotta kind of find them, which is really obnoxious. This Titan apparently likes to go and swallow up people's ships. I don't know why, it's just kind of what it does. So wander around, check around, and check out the treasure chest. Here's one right here. And here's your Nimble Nopon Get Girls, which is a tactical manual for Poppy. This is your very first technical manual you will find. Technical manual you will find for Poppy. So upon getting this, you can make Poppy better parts for her. So if you've been doing Tiger, or if you have the DLC and you have a whole bunch of crystals, you can now improve Poppy further. Of course, you can check out my Poppy guide somewhere else. I'll give you general ideas of how to go and use Poppy, how to go and deal with Poppy later, and how she is probably the strongest face tank in the game in general. At least Poppy Alpha is. So what you want to do is just head straight ahead, head forward. It's the best thing you can do for yourself right now. The area kind of splits into two separate sections, and there is of course a dip in the middle right there. You can decide to go high or go low. I suggest everyone go high at this point in time in the game, because going low is not what you want to do. Again, I suggest you go high, because down there, you see that green puddle down there? That is stomach acid. If you stand in there, you will slowly lose health. AI characters have a nasty habit of standing in field damage areas. I don't know why. They just do. You can literally make it so that there's no chance of them having to be near them, and I have watched Nia literally just go, I'm going to walk into the middle of the stomach acid and just stand here. And I go, why? There's all this area right here to go in and fight, and you want to fight over there. Not even behind the enemy, in front of the enemy with me, and just be 5 feet behind me. I don't understand. But that's just how that goes. So I don't suggest going down to the lower levels just yet. Just kind of build your experience right now. Kill things as you need to. It's just gonna be a straight shot from here on in. And again, you're stuck with only 2 blades at this point in time in the game, and specializing each character for what they're going to be doing is where you're at this point in time in the game. Other guides will tell you to split things up, move things around. That is for late game and new game plus. Do not do this in chapter 3. Everyone should be kind of specialized at this point in time.
Sometime, Pyra.
Just in case none of you believe me, look, I get into this green water and you can see my health very slowly deteriorating. Your AI characters will never have less than 1 health while standing in there. As long as nothing touches them, they will be more or less fine. But your main character will lose health until they run out of health and die. That is just what happens here whenever you stand in any kind of environmental hazard. You can go down this area right here, which is the lower area, which is the acid gullet. And again, it is full of enemies and little acid stream, and frankly, you will probably not make it, which is why you'll see me turn around and decide to come back to this later. Coming to it now is a bad choice, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys that I wasn't kidding about the acid. There's another shelf in that back area there too as well. You can get yourself another treasure chest, but there is a monster there that has knockback, and he has a nasty habit of knocking everyone into the acid, so I don't suggest going down there just yet either. You can try getting to the acid gullet from the other side by jumping down to this little area right here. And there are, of course, some stronger enemies down here, but don't worry too much about it. It's not a huge deal. If you fall down here, you can just climb back up using these vines that work as a ladder. Again, I do not suggest going into the acid area yet. You will die very fast. You don't have the health for it. You just don't. The enemies might be easy for you to go and kill, but your AI has a nasty habit, again, of walking into the fire, walking on elemental parts, and staying there. Once you get the Gullet Pass, you will be treated with a quick little movie, and then a mini boss battle. Well, you can lose this battle, and if you've battled other Blade characters, you know you should always try to take out the healer first. At this point in time, I wouldn't suggest worrying too much about any major tactics. You can't really win this battle. I don't think you can lose this battle either. I've never lost this battle, at least, so I assume you can't lose it. I'd be surprised if anyone did, but you really can't win it either, because once you get close to winning, it automatically swaps to a movie section, and then you're just kind of there. The best you can do is take out the other characters, not Van Damme. You can't take out the other two characters, his support characters, without any major issues. But after a certain time limit, the battle ends, and you're just kind of there. Some more exposition. What you want to do is follow the marker, if you will, to where you need to go, which is up and to the right. I would, of course, stop and check for any things to go in and mine or gather, because, as always, these things are very, very important. You will need them, so always be mining, always be gathering, always be doing these things. What you want to do is
What have we here?
once you're finally almost there, you'll end up in Garfront Village, which is, well, it's a village that'll end up becoming yours eventually. But for right now, this is Van Damme's village and where his mercenary group is. So head on over to Garfront Village by going this way. If you go the other way, you're gonna run into literally a giant ball of darkness, which does you no good. So head this way. Make sure you get up here, and of course, see you guys after the movie. Welcome to Garfront Village. Very first thing I'm going to tell you, as soon as you get in there, make a left turn, go straight to the informant, and buy everything. I do mean everything. These are all the little tutorial things. I don't know if they actually do anything besides just show you things, but if you buy things, it increases your development level. So the more things you buy, the more higher your development level goes up, which is a generally good thing. So you're having an issue getting development up for whatever reason, buy stuff. Buy everything from every single informant in every single town. Buy a few things from every single person. Explore the mercenary HQs as much as you can. Your very first chest there on the left has an overdrive protocol. Overdrive protocols are necessary to swap blades. You won't need that at this point in time in the game. You don't have enough characters who can use blades at this point in time in the game. Wait until you have Morag and possibly Zeke before you start moving things around. Explore Garfront Village, check out everything, and eventually you'll end up doing a little quest with Van Damme. So I'll let you go ahead and explore. After you're all done exploring, and after you've talked to Van Damme, got yourself a little movie, I suggest you get yourself up to at least level 20 for the next area. It will just make your life easier. And if you are not at level 20, take a quick rest at the end and level yourself up to level 20. It'll take just a couple minutes there. You can see all these little various things, like water areas and stuff like that. Underground things. You'll see you need water mastery for it. For some things, you're going to need wind mastery and leaping for other things. These are all things you're going to need if you want to explore other areas of this town, as well as get to special treasure chests. But once you get to the end of all this, you end up at the rear gate, and Van Damme and Rock are going to go and join your party for a little bit. I don't put them in my party because Van Damme and Rock are a DPS type character, and I need... Frankly, Rex is a better DPS character no matter who he has, because of Pyra in general. So don't bother having him in your team. He's not worth the overall effort, and trying to level him up is not worth the effort. You'll see why at the end of Chapter 3. So, you can as soon as they put him in your team, my suggestion to you is to immediately remove him and put Tora back in, or whoever the heck he replaced. He usually replaces Tora in my team. So again, what you want to do is you want to just deal with that.
Okay, but I mean,
After you've done all of these things, you're going to have to go ahead and do this little mission with Van Damme. Van Damme will, upon the end of this mission, you will have Rex's best topple move, which is great to have, because at this point in time, Pyra and Rex do not have a reactionary move. Dromark and Nia have a break move. Poppy and Tora have a topple move. And so, this is why I try to put a Great Axe person on Rex, so he can have a launch, which is nice to have. A launch is nice to have. But for right now, though, you'll see a bunch of different enemies. If you see any enemy you need to go and kill a certain number of for obvious reasons, for your blades, do it now. You'll never forget to stop, check your affinity charts, and see if you need to kill a certain enemy, and take care of it as soon as possible. I believe I need the Flamines for one of my blades. I forget which one. But kill whatever you need to. I'm sure you remember this weird thing, this ball of darkness. You'll find out that the only character that can go and disperse it is Rock, which is annoying, but you'll need to remember this for later on, for several areas of the game. And then once you've dispersed them once, you will never need Rock again. So, very utility blade Rock. Now, upon completion of this area, you'll end up in an area full of wolves. If you got the quest to make special accessories from the DLC, you can kill a couple of wolves while you're there and get the necessary parts you're going to need to make accessories. If you have not, well, you know, tough. You'll have to come back to that area later.
I'm arrived. All in one piece. Come out, come out. Flora heals an aching soul. What have we here?
After making it finally up to where you need to go, up here, along this little ridge hill right here, you're going to end up doing a quick little side mission involving an Armu, and Rex's, I guess, hook shot ability will change after this little fight. Originally, Rex didn't have any kind of weapon attack that would cause a reaction. Reactions being break, topple, launch, and smash. You must always open up with a break attack. Dromark with Nia has a break attack. I believe the ball type weapons have break attacks with Nia and Rex. And at this point in time, Poppy only has a topple attack, which means one of the reasons why I give Rex a Great Axe type blade to go and use for a while is because I don't have anyone else that could launch at this point in time. Later on, that's just what I end up doing. What you can do if you don't like that overall process, you can give Rex a lance type blade, and lance type blades have break attacks, and that will help you with that overall thing right there. If you don't like that either, what you want to do there is make sure Nia's very first blade is a claw type blade. So what will end up happening is you'll break, Tora will normally topple, and then Nia will normally launch the enemy after that, allowing for a bit of time where the enemy's completely able to be used. So you end up fighting this Ardoon, whatever the heck it's called here. With, for some reason, they removed Poppy from your team. I don't know why. It's kind of obnoxious. But what you end up doing is you end up fighting this Ardoon real fast. And it's not an overall hard fight. It's not even very difficult. It explains to you how you now have the ability to topple, which is a great overall ability. And that's all you have to kind of do. Just topple, and that's it. This fight's really easy. I'm just going to speed through it real fast. After that battle, you now probably still have Van Damme in your party with Rock. Please put Tora back in. You really need a tank in all of these sections. You probably don't have one currently, so you want to go make sure that's done. Fight anything you need to fight. Make sure you're checking your blades to see what monsters you need to go and fight to increase their affinity nodes, and make sure you're doing that the entire time. It's very easy to forget about doing that. You'll end up, unfortunately, coming back to areas repeatedly if you end up forgetting. And just fight whatever monsters you need to go and increase those nodes as you go. You're going to just keep following along paths, going higher up and higher up and higher up. At any point in time you fall, you'll have to find a way back up. Sometimes it's very easy. Sometimes you have to literally just fast travel back to the last spot you were at. It's just easier that way. So we're just going to go ahead and speed through a lot of this, because there's a lot of fighting I do in this area just to increase the nodes. Fighting, of course, also using your blade specials increase those nodes as well, so make sure you're constantly doing that.
Like I showed you, and we'll be okay.
You'll eventually find yourself with a small boss battle with the Elder Arachno. The Elder Arachno has a blade with it, so this is your very first time dealing with a monster that has a blade attached to it. And it's overall not a really difficult battle to deal with. It's fairly simple, fairly straightforward, but the very first thing you're going to notice is that every once in a while your attacks will just bounce off, and it's a weird overall process. I'm not sure if this is because you lack strength, if you need a pierce skill. I don't really know why or what happens there, but you'll notice that right here the Arachno is glowing gold, because it currently has full affinity with the blade it has attached to it, which means its attacks get stronger, its attacks get different. The blade attached to it, Wolfric, is adding extra strength to it. This is an overall problem, and you will get blown up back a few times with the Arachno. The only thing you can do is just blast through this character as fast as possible. If you happen to remember, you can always do seal things if you want to help things, if you have that overall ability. I suggest sealing its blowback if you have a wind-type blade attached to anyone. Would be severely helpful. If you do not, well, that's a different issue entirely. So just do what you need to do, fight this monster. It's an easy fight to go and deal with. There's no special attacks or anything to really be aware of or have any major issues on. Just don't fight it anywhere near any cliffside, and if you see any characters near the cliffside, try to move it away from the cliffside. You want to fight in the middle of that little area right there.
Why not? Blade combo, third stage. Awesome.
So you've beaten the Arachno, which is nice, and you will see yourself the Beastly Core. If you go into your Blade Management System right now and check out the Beastly Core, you'll see that it is currently grayed out, so you cannot in any way, shape, or form summon it or use it at this point in time. I would suggest giving this core to Rex when you get a chance. Wolfric is a fairly strong lance-type blade, so it's good to go and use. If you bothered exploring a little bit and got a special quest, you can reach one of the areas you're going to need to reach in a few seconds here. If you follow me right here, I will show you where there is a underwater access thing over here, which is very easy to go and miss in this corner, far away from everything else. If you try to go to it right now, you probably don't have the water skill or the fortitude to go underwater. It will lead you to a different area that is a secret area that has chests and things to go and check out. But at this point in time, you probably can't reach it. So again, I just showed it off real fast. We're going to go and head back to Gormati, I believe. I'm checking to see if there's anything I need to go and kill in the area. I don't think there is. Oh no, there is. There's still some things here. So of course I'm going to go and kill what I have to kill and get what I need done, because I don't want to come back to this area for a while. Under normal circumstances, I would tell anyone to go and fast travel back to the town. But under this circumstance, there is something you can grab right here. It's very easy to miss. What you want to do is go down this little slide, and when you reach the end, you want to kind of jump right at the little cliffside right there. You'll land right there, which allows you to reach this little treasure chest right here. And there's another one right there behind me. You'll notice that it's opened right now. There is a quest you're supposed to go and start, and when you start that quest, you'll have to go and go to that treasure chest and start it up. It's a whole thing. I believe the quest is actually in that acid area I told you to go and ignore earlier. But yeah, that's something very easy for you to go and miss, and something that's annoying to go and deal with later on. What you want to do is jump at the end of that little push. Now you're going to head back to this village. I would suggest, if you have yourself a chance, go to the Ox person right there, and if you have anything that will resist driver shackle, I would equip it on all of your blades as soon as possible if you have it. I would also go into Poppy Swap and get the Poppy resist shackle parts on her as well if you have a chance to. There's of course a quick little movie here, and then you will fight one of the most annoying bosses in the game, considering your level.
Let's show him a thing or three.
Tora and Poppy are unbeatable team.
Say hello to Akos and the creation of chain attacks. Chain attacks are one of the easiest ways to go and make really strong attacks. There is, of course, a full-on guide on that, how to use your blade combos and your specials and your chain attacks and how it should go overall. Go and make the full use of the characters. As you've noticed, if you complete a special with the 3 tiers, a elemental orb will pop up. Chain attacks allow you to go and pop those orbs, which is very nice. You'll see the orb spinning around Akos right now. It's a water orb. You can do a chain attack right now, and if you do the chain attack and you use the corresponding correct element opposite, you will end up causing far more damage to it than if you use just a regular element. The elements are fire and water are opposite of each other. Ground and lightning are opposite of each other. Ice and wind are opposite of each other. I don't know why. And light and dark are opposite of each other. So with that knowledge in hand, use it as you will. Bursting any elemental thing causes a little elemental orb causes the little gauge in the top left hand corner to increase. When that gauge fully fills up, or after you break 4 elemental orbs, you will get a full burst, which is a level 4 attack during the chain attack, and will usually end the chain attack at that point in time. At least for me, I've never needed that. If you are using more than 4 elemental orbs on a boss battle, you are severely under geared or under leveled or under whatever. You need to do something to go and fix your overall attack. You should not need more than one full burst to go and kill any enemy at any point in time. Akos, of course, has an extremely strong ability. As you see here, whenever his blade uses a special, as you'll see with most blade users, you cannot really attack them. Your attacks kind of just bounce off, and what you want to do is you want to kind of just keep on attacking as much as possible till you get Akos down and finish him off. He does use an annoying seal blade attack, which will seal all of your blades, and during that time frame, none of your people will attack, none of your people will do anything. You're unable to do anything besides just stand there. It is the most annoying skill in the world. Blade seals are incredibly annoying. I cannot deal with it. It's shackle driver or seal blade. I don't remember which one it is. I believe if you end a skill with a ground type thing, you can at least stop him from using that skill. That's one thing you can do. But generally speaking, you'll probably kill him before you even do that. So you've beaten Akos. You now have everything that you could need to go and fight in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to go and fight properly. At this point in time, I would suggest checking out any and all subquests you can go and do. Do any subquests that you want. It's a good time to go and gather subquests from Argentum and Gormati, or Gromit, whatever the heck it's called. Just the other towns you've been to so far. You can also start quests that you cannot finish until the following chapter, but you can start during this chapter. It's not a huge deal to have to go and do these things, but hey, check them out, do what you need to do, finish up everything that you can at this point in time. As you can see here, this is a sub-quest that I had started, and I didn't really finish until now, because I just traveled to the area. There's plenty of sub-quests as well within this little village. Whenever you get a chance, when you go to a new area, check out all of the areas around, including very often the large open area where monsters are as well. There are always subquests popping up everywhere. Check your fast travel map after you arrive in the area. You cannot see where there are any subquests to actually travel to that area. The game will not load them into place until you do so. That's just how the game works. So my suggestion to everyone now is do a bunch of subquests, and I will come back to you guys when we get back on the main quest. After you've completed whatever subquest, side quest you want to do, and you've finished up pretty much everything you're going to do, now is a good time to go ahead and start the main quest. You're going to kind of walk to the main portion of Uriah, which is, well, the stomach. The stomach is a super big area. It is ridiculously large, and it has an annoying couple factors to it. It is mostly a long cliffside walk, with good chances of falling to your death occasionally. It happens. My number one thing to tell everyone is to try not to jump down from cliffs unless you can see dark water you can jump into. Otherwise, do what you want to do. There is one minor boss battle to take care of before you reach the main cliff area, but generally speaking, just follow the path. It's simple enough. And I'll give you a general idea as to how to go through this. Alright, so you've reached the cliff area, and you're now on your very first of, well, a couple of fights against Zeke. You will face this character 2 more times throughout the game, and each time he's pretty simple to take care of. He has an elemental weakness to earth type specials, but honestly, he's not that difficult. If you have any issues facing Zeke, you are clearly either under-equipped or under-leveled. Neither of which you should have an issue of if you did any sub-quest or side quest. He has no major attacks that are extremely difficult to deal with. He doesn't hit particularly hard. He has nothing that causes any special effects. So just hit him hard and you should be fine. It's not a very hard battle.
Off we go. What will we find?
If they seek a fight, I shall get one.
Unsteady.
My goal's successful.
Alright, after defeating Zeke, you are finally free to begin exploring the stomach of Uriah. This section has a lot of different enemies and monsters for you to go and kill for various blades, so you will probably spend a lot of time just battling things out in this general area. Don't feel like you're spending too much time in this area. There's probably a lot of different blades you need to kill a lot of different enemies from this section of the game. So you will spend a lot of time here regardless, just because there's lots of things to go and destroy for, well, to increase your affinity chart nodes. You're going to need to do that. No big deal, no big problem. Just deal with that, do what you need to do. And what you want to do in this section is essentially stay on the right side of the map until you can't go any farther forward on that cliffside, and then make your way to the bottommost portion of the cliffside. You can follow the videotape here, but I'm going to speed up this entire section because there's a lot of monsters I have to go and kill for different blades in this section. You'll have a choice here of going up or down. I prefer to go down at this point in section of the moment here, because there is a side quest right here in this general area, just straight ahead from here. So what you want to do is you want to head down to the far lane central pods, and a side quest begins right around here. And it's a side quest that opens up to a much higher level side quest later on, and it's a quick way of getting a bit of experience if you need more experience, but it's right here, and it's easy to go in and do real fast, and it opens up other side quests in the area that are too high for you to take care of at this point in time, but again, it's better to go and take care of this part of the side quest now when it's about the same level as you than to wait much later on. You'll eventually make your way up to this general area where there are lots of Igna monsters and a couple other monsters. I think they're Gaianas, I'm not sure how to go and pronounce it. They're an annoying monster that has a blowback attack that also makes them jump away from you at the same time. They're really obnoxious to deal with, as they very often will blow back either you into other Igna monsters, or will end up attracting other monsters. So you can see there, it does a weird little jump thing with its tail that ends up sending you flying. It's really obnoxious. It's a very annoying monster to deal with. But you end up here in this general area, and you're going to need to do a few things to actually complete this area, and there's a few missable, easily missable treasure chests in the area as well.
Exactly. Come out, come out. Flora heals an aching soul.
After doing all that, you'll end up in Pelzas Luis. There's a blocked off area right here that you and well, Rock easily can go and break off, draining out this little area right here, and doing so will release a collection point and a easily missable treasure chest. I believe you need to do this regardless, because I don't think you can get through this area without doing that, but I've never actually tried before. What you want to do is you want to go up this part right here through Tardy Gate, which gives you a new fast travel point, and this is the area we need to walk across to get to where you need to go. So Fonts is essentially a straight shot from here. The most annoying part about this next area past this little bridge is that nearly all the enemies that cross this bridge are hostile, and they can and they will attack you. It's very obnoxious. If you grab the quest from earlier, you will find that you can complete it in the next area coming up.
We make a good team. I could have done this blindfolded.
So you've completed that area, go across this bridge, walk yourself all the way back to this area. Just follow this path. This path will take you to where you need to go. And while the Ardens and Armus are not aggressive, there are a bunch of Ignas and a few other monsters in the area that are. And you have to be very aware of this. You will get swarmed very often by multiple monsters. Other monsters will very often, on patrols, attack you along the way. So this is a very dangerous area. If you end up dying in this area, don't feel too bad. You can fast travel back to Tardy Gate and just move from there. But it is a really obnoxious section of the stomach, is this general area. The Igna bosses are here. You have one named monster in the area, Marshall something. I can't remember, Marshall something. He's usually flanked by two other driver-style enemies, and it's also on the same path as a bird-type monster. They're very obnoxious. I always run into them, no matter how many times I play this game. They're always right there. So just be very aware that you will end up with a bunch of enemies in this general area attacking you. It'll feel like you're just facing things non-stop. But if you take things one at a time, you make sure your friends aren't running away like as you can see here. My AI is literally just chasing down some random thing without me telling it to. If you don't pay attention to them, they will just wander off on their own. Ooh, legendary thing there. And straight ahead of me is the drivers I was talking about from earlier. Very obnoxious.
Ravages on him.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, Rex.
Come out, come out. Come out, come out.
Thanks. I'll do my best.
Please consider taking a rest. What have we here?
It's been a long time coming. Always keeping fierce, though.
Alright, so we finally made it to Fonsa.
You're all
Before we really get to the actual area, there's a easy to miss little side quest and some other stuff going on right here. I'll grab that side quest, but as you enter Fonsa and get to the main area where you need to go, which is right through the gates, you will find yourself into a fight to go and start. So let's go ahead, let's skip ahead past all these movies and go straight to the fight.
Let's show him a thing or three.
This is your very basic fight. This guy is a healer type driver. You've seen them before, you understand how they work. Generally speaking, healer type drivers just feed into them until they eventually die. If you need to, you can use your driver specials to, I guess, wail into him and use chain attacks if necessary. But generally speaking, this guy is easy to go and kill. Biggest issue you have is some of his attacks will heal him. Otherwise, easy. This should not be any major issue. Once you get enough damage in him, he will go from having a weakness to earth to having a weakness to fire. And then at that point, just wail into him using Pyra and any combos that will give fire damage. If you have yourself a Poppy who... No, I don't think you would have the proper things to have Poppy have fire damage at this point in time. I believe you will probably be stuck with Poppy with Earth. For the next foreseeable future, until at least Chapter 4. But for right now, though, this is an easy overall battle. Have fun. Use your blade combos to launch him into the air if necessary, and just wail into him. After the battle is done, go ahead and check out all the shops and various things within Fonsa. There is an entirely different market here. Anything you were missing from Gromadi, I think, or wherever the mercenary village, will be here, and I believe there are new blade chips to gather as well. If you haven't gotten any that you have for your current blade setups, I would grab them now. As always, be aware that what you want for anything that is not a face tank blade is essentially damage and crit. Damage and crit is basically all you want for everything except for any kind of face tank blade. So face tank blades being Poppy with her shield and any kind of hammer style blade. Everything else, just give it attack and give it critical. That's all you need to do. Just all you need to do. Even for the healer type blades, because healer type blades, the healing increases with damage as well. So again, just wail away. After you've done all of that, you're going to end up in a lot of different movies and things. So my best overall guess for everyone is just to explore as much of the town as possible before you go into the theater. Just explore around, check out things. If you can, in fact, get to various areas, do it now. There are some treasure chests which will take some creative jumping to get to. And there are various things that take creative jumping to arrive at. You can't open all the chests because you don't have enough blades at this point in time in the game. You will be able to have more blades after the end of this chapter. I think midway through chapter 4. So for right now, gather any subquests. Some of them you can do now if you want. You can wait till later to do them. It's really on you. But the end of this chapter will have a very long and annoying boss battle. And you will also get the strongest blade possible for Rex at the end of this chapter. So please, 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 please be aware of those things. After you have finally finished up what you need to do in the theater with that long as heck little thing, look around for even more little side quests. They're all over the place in this general area, as well as on the other side of Fonsa near the harbor, which you probably haven't already reached yet. So go ahead. And again, a lot of getting to these things involves some creative jumping. To get to this little side quest, you have to jump from right outside the theater, past a bunch of the food stalls, and jump over to land on this little balcony. You can't really get to this area otherwise. I don't know how you're supposed to get to this area otherwise. I've never found another way to get to this area otherwise besides just jumping from that random little spot. Which confused me because I don't know how all these people got here if there are no dang stairs. You know, so it was just like, okay, whatever. So, again, check around. There's also a informant right here. That was a lucky jump, by the way. There's no way in heck that I managed to get that on purpose. So go ahead and do that now. Again, buying things and selling things increase development for an area. So go ahead and just do what you need to do. And the little, I don't know, outside of a few things, I don't know if the informant papers actually unlock anything outside of certain instances. Otherwise, it's just a thing. There are, of course, little super jump areas like the one over here, which if you have enough wind mastery and leaping, you can go ahead and jump really high to go onto things. You've seen these before. You probably haven't had the wind mastery and leaping skill high enough to do most things with that, but you'll figure it out as you go. Again, explore all of Fonsa, check out every little thing, and even in the harbor, there's a little area that I'm going to show you in a second right here that a lot of people miss until a side quest. But there's a treasure chest in a little hidden spot I'm going to show you guys right now. So you're in the harbor, and you can really jump from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you jump from. It doesn't actually matter. But as long as you get in the harbor and you jump into the water, and you kind of just go to where the saffron trees are right over there. There's a little area you can get to right over here that has a house that is important for a side quest later on. For right now, it's not very important. It also has a couple heart-to-hearts over there, too, for several characters. If you have them, you can do them, but I think you have to wait until you get Pandoria and Zeke. But for right now, you can go up here, and there is a little house up here. There is a place to collectible point, and there is a treasure chest or two around this area. This is called the Bloomshade Cliff. It's easy to go and miss until you get it to a side quest with Azabe? I can't. Darkness blade that's rare that has super eye. Anyway, the point is, this is a very easy spot to go and miss. You can easily forget about it. But if you grab the stuff now, it's good to have. After you have finished up everything, and I do mean everything involving the storyline, you will lose Pyra for a little bit. You should not under any circumstance, add any blades or subtract any blades. Whoever you had in your team before you finished up the last of the talking in your main quest, just ignore it for right now. Buy what you need to buy now, and whatever you're going to use as a pouch item, do it now. Just take care of it. Also, if you get a chance, go to the aux cores. Buy any or create any aux cores you can that are shackle resistant. They will be very, very important to have throughout the next battle, because you're going to be facing one of your favorite characters you faced earlier in the game. But it'll be two different bosses simultaneously, and they're kind of annoying as heck, as one has taunt and the other one will, of course, shackle your blades. So it's a very annoying combination. So do what you need to do. Get your aux blades in place. If you are looking for Swift 1 or you want the higher quality ones, you can always sort via rarity instead of via chronologically, or you can sort via certain things for resistances or increases to stats or what have you. You can do that, which makes your life easier. I did not figure that out till much later on, but if you hit the minus button on your controller, you can easily sort everything to make your life simpler. So I will see you guys after you get to the long stairway. Don't worry about saving or anything, just walk up the stairway and I'll see you guys when the fight begins. Alright, so if you did what I said and you didn't add or subtract any blades, your blade team is pretty much good right now. If you added any blades to try and give yourself 2 blades while Pyro was gone, well, you're probably dealing with an unfortunate process of figuring out which blade stayed in for this little battle. This battle's pretty simple. I would focus on Akos as soon as possible. He is the guy who has the sealing ability. He has a knockdown. It is very annoying. He is your #1 problem to deal with. He is, of course, weak to Earth to start, and then later on, I believe, is electric. So smack him around, beat him up, do what you need to do. If you put on anything that would resist shackle for Poppy or for anyone else, as you see here, my team members got shackled. I did not. I do have taunt resist on Poppy, so Tora should be on the same person I am at all times. Hopefully he stays that way. We will find out later. But let's see, once again, he tried doing I know that was a taunt. See right here, the taunt goes off and you're kind of stuck fighting Malos. This battle is long and obnoxious, and unfortunately it will just take forever. So you're gonna have those overall issues. You also can't really win this battle, even if you try to. The battle will eventually just cut out, and then you will end up with the best blade in the game on your team. Congratulations, you now have the strongest blade in the game, right here with Rex and Mithra. I will say this really, Mithra is the strongest blade in the game. I don't care what anyone has to say. You can talk to me about Poppy, Cutie Pie, all you want. Talk to me about this, that, and the other stuff. Mithra's ability is much higher. Her crit stack is super high. Her general power is ridiculous. And let's face it, Foresight is amazing. With that being said, do not make the same mistake that I did when I first did this battle. Do not swap off of Mithra, no matter what. Your reaction is, Akos is weak to Earth. I should swap him to an Earth blade. Don't do that. Do not do that. Use Rex. Use Mithra. Beat the crap out of Akos first, and then move on to Malos as soon as you can. It'll just be faster that way. Foresight will keep you alive. They will not be able to go and target you. Just keep wailing away at Akos until he is completely dead. Best bet. Malos, after Akos is down, is easy. Easy. So no need to worry about that. Once you have defeated Malos, and well, you're done with Chapter 3 after this. Up after this is Chapter 4. You get your first couple of blades that are not really... You can't miss them, essentially. Rock and Wolfrig. will be available starting next chapter, as well as a couple other blades that are easy to well, maybe not easy to grab is not the right word, but they're available to go and grab starting chapter 4, and it's nice to go and have. If you like this content and liked what we did here, please remember to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell, hit the like button, and share it with your friends. The more that you help us, the more that we can go ahead and grow. And of course, this is the Stealth Medic saying, good night everyone, and I'll see you guys for Chapter 4.